Well, Roberto's in management in Florida. Dale Tallon was once in management in Florida. Of course, he's now under the employ of the Vancouver Canucks. He wasn't the first name listed on the press release last Friday,
Yeah.
but sort of the most curious name. What do you make of that? I know you've spoken to Jim Rutherford. Like, what do you ultimately see Dale Tallon's role and contributions to this front office mix?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I asked Patrick Alvine about it. What is he actually going to bring to the table here? And Patrick was very positive and effusive. We think he's got a lot of experience, blah, yada, yada, yada. And you're like, okay. Um, I mean, I've written about it in the past. It was not a great experience in Florida. I think, certainly heard from people that didn't enjoy working for him. They didn't have a whole lot of success in Florida. Obviously, he had a hand in building some of that team in Chicago. There is the famous fax machine incident or issue that in many ways is why he's not in. I think it is important mentioning is not in the Kyle Beach story because he'd been pushed aside by that point, but he would have been in that meeting. I don't know what he would have said, but I do think that's a point worth mentioning. I don't know. I mean, he lives in Florida. I guess he's going to do some. They say he'll do some pro scouting. I mean, the role he's filling is one that we've seen other guys do in the past. I mean, Dave Nonis was literally held the same title, if I'm correct, down in Anaheim before they let him go this last spring. Before I guess around the time Pat Burbeek was hired. It's kind of that holding pattern ex GM job, and you're kind of like, okay. I mean, Dale's in his 70s. I guess he still wants to do some work. I don't know. It is very much it feels like a favor. I mean, him and Jim Rutherford, I've been told, have been friends for a long time, and I guess it's a job to help a guy out. But it's for everything else that this team has done, and they've taken so many solid forward steps and interesting steps, and hired new faces, new voices. It seems so out of sync with everything else to hire an old voice that left the league with some controversy. Okay, sure, he was cleared, but there was the controversy there. And, I mean, I guess I give Jim Rutherford some credit because when I asked him a bit more about it on Friday, he, said, yeah, I know we had a frank talk with Dale about it. He admitted they didn't go on a deep due diligence dive on it. They talked to the NHL. The NHL said he was cleared. It didn't have necessarily any objection to at least to the role they were offering him. It doesn't really square with everything else they're doing, but I don't know how much he's actually going to do. I mean, his name's on the list. That's in the end, that is what matters, and that's what certainly people have been reacting to. And when the news came out on a Friday, there's that sort of notion of dumping stuff out on a Friday if you don't really want to talk about it. They did talk about it. So, I don't know. It's a weird one. It doesn't feel, I certainly saw fan reaction wasn't terribly positive, but I don't know how many fans are really even paying attention to that. I just come back to it's a strange one. It's a strange fit for everything else they're trying to do. And, who knows? I mean, we'll see how long it lasts, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, my sense is that, his hands are nowhere near the wheel of this operation. And, if he's a sounding board, he's got 50 years of experience in the game, as you said. Some of it's good, not all of it, but I suppose if it's just a bit of insulation for a guy like Jim, Rutherford doesn't strike me as a guy that needs a lot of insulation. But if that's the role, then I don't know. I guess I'm okay with it, but we'll see how it all plays out here.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I put it. I mean, I think people have right to be sort of a little confused by it because, like I said, it doesn't really square with everything else they're doing. And it is, I think, a reminder of, hockey still has, a bit of a scratch my back, I'll scratch yours mentality in a lot of ways. And I just, in the end, I think the Canucks would be wise to be aware of that. And I don't think there's going to be great fan outcry. But I can understand why fans would certainly be a little frustrated to see a move like this happen.